Good morning, children. I hope all are fine. Welcome to history class. So today we shall be learning about the ancient civilizations. Okay, and in this lesson, we'll be learning about the different societies, the different forms of civilization, where these civilizations developed or originated, and out of the various civilization, we'll be learning about four major types of civilization in depth in this lesson. Okay. Now, before going into the topic of civilization, we need to just understand what is basically civilization. Okay, see, civilization means you can understand civilization, it is an organized way of living. Okay, the way you live, the way you adapt yourself to the environment. Okay, it can be the living environment or non-living environment or surroundings around you, and adapting a cultural change in you, suiting yourself to live in that particular environment, that you call it as civilization. This again differs from place to place. Okay, and the culture of the people also differs from place to place, and based on the availability of the environment, they adapt themselves, okay, to whatever the nature has given to them, and based on the natural availability which is present in the environment, they design their way of food production, their way of making the craft production. All those they develop their own culture of a culture or living style, that we call it as civilization. Next, how are we able to understand the civilization? No, it began to take place. It just it paved the way for shaping up of man, and because of as civilization grew, man started understanding more about himself, and he started what is it? Uh, it created inquisitiveness in him, and they started developing on their own civilization. The present life what we live in, no, it has got a very good history. Okay, where we will be able to identify our ancient ancestors who lived in the early civilization period. They were that good enough in utilizing or in bringing out their creativeness. Okay, all those we are able to understand because of various excavations which we learnt in the previous lesson. Okay, next, out of the different civilization, and because of these civilization only, okay, as man started thinking and man started developing, he started to shape his life itself. Okay, he just made life easy for him to live in the environment where he was living, rather. And they in fact constructed huge buildings. Okay, they developed the art of writing in the later periods, and in the later periods, okay, they started doing some innovations in with respect to science and technology. So whatever we are in the present situation, the society that we are enjoying, all those were the seeds sown by the people who belonged to the different civilizations. Okay, now in this lesson we'll be learning about the major civilizations, that is the Egyptian civilization, the Mesopotamian civilization, the Chinese civilization, and the Indus civilization. These four are the important civilizations, early civilizations, that is where man started living. Okay, in early stages of living, what was man doing to adapt himself to the environment? With that environment, what all did he learn? What sort of life he was leading during that early civilization period? What he was for with respect to food production, what was he dependent upon? Okay, was he doing agriculture, or was what sort of trade he was doing? What sort of religious practices they were having? Okay, what is the contribution of art and architecture of the ancient people to the present society, and what were their forms of writing? Okay, did they understand, they had any philosophical ideas with them, and what is their contribution towards science, towards literature, and their beliefs and philosophies? All those will be learning under each type of civilization. Okay, this is the content of this lesson. Okay, now, and to tell you to tell about civilization and India, the South India witnessed the emergence of Neolithic agro-pastoral communities. See, in the last lesson, we were learning about so much of archaeological excavations which were excavated or unearthed in many parts of South India. And to tell a few sites, it is Kiradi is one of the site, okay, Arikyamedu and many parts of present Chennai, all those the excavations which are taken from those areas tells us that the ancient people had their had been living in these places few thousand years before. Okay, can we go to the first type of civilization, the Egyptian civilization? Actually, it is one of the oldest civilization which existed in the world. Okay, and it is also this particular civilization, it is known for, why do we just learn more about the Egyptian civilization is because of the contribution that this civilization has given to the present stage, present society. That is, their monumental architecture is wonderful, and the way of the pattern of agriculture they followed, their arts, their science and their handicrafts, okay, all those were exclusives. Because of that only, this Egyptian civilization is considered to be one of the oldest and finest civilizations. Okay, now first let us understand where this particular Egyptian civilization had its origination. All of us know where Egypt is. Egypt is in Africa, the continent of Africa. Egypt, where does it lie? In the northeastern corner of the African continent. Okay, and in this place, okay, and it is bounded, Egypt is bounded by the Red Sea on one side, on the eastern side. In this map, you could see the green color portion shows the Egyptian Egypt. On the eastern, it is bounded by Red Sea on the east. Okay, in the map you can see to the right the blue color portion, it is the Red Sea, and the Mediterranean Sea, the on top of it you have the blue portion, you have the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so it is bounded by two seas, and you have the river Nile flowing in Egypt. Okay, because of this reason only, the soil in that particular area was cultivable. Okay, they were able to do cultivation. And this Nile, it originates in Lake Victoria, and it flows into, it gets emptied into the Mediterranean Sea in the northern part of Egypt. This is the history about Egypt. And you have deserts on both the sides of the Nile River. So maximum what people did was they lived in the river banks of river Nile, and hence the people in Egypt were totally dependent only on Nile River. Because of this reason itself, Egypt was called as a gift of Nile. Okay, one of the famous Greek historian called Herodotus, he has defined, okay, Egypt was a gift of was called the gift of Nile by the Egyptian historian Herodotus. Just underline that. Okay, and not only that, River Nile was not only the served as a livelihood for the people, but it also was a medium for transportation. Okay, people used to do the trading using the River Nile. So a good amount of trade and commerce happened using the River Nile. And not only that, it was very rich and it was very fertile. The river deposited good amount of alluvium. This alluvium was very very essential for the cultivation of food commodities. A soil which is rich with deposits of aluminium is sure to give good amount of yield crops. Okay, so because of this reason only, you call it as gift of Nile rather. Gift, what is gift of Nile? And many people started living in and around the river Nile. And this alluvium, it nurtured agriculture. Nurtured means gave good amount of productivity. Okay, nurtured, that is bringing everything, that is giving a good amount of growth. You call it as nurturing. And because of this alluvium, they were able to produce good amount of surplus food grains. Okay, and this surplus food grains only, with that only they started developing their Egyptian civilization itself. On both the sides of the Nile River, there were dry regions because it was desert region, and the area adjoining the Nile River was only a fertile river, fertile place. And we have few concepts like what are Hyksos. Hyksos were the rulers of the 15th dynasty of Egypt, and they were probably from West Asia. Okay, just underline these words and keep. Okay, might be it could be asked for objectors. Okay, the rulers or the dynasties of Egypt, okay, the rulers were called as Hyksos. Okay, they all hailed from western part of Asia. Persians. Who are Persians? Okay, the people who lived, the present Iran, you call it as Persia. People who lived in the ancient state called as Persia was called as Persians. Greek. Greek is a language which is being spoken in the ancient state of Greece in Europe. Rome. Rome is an ancient place, okay, in Italy, and the empire was called Roman Empire. It is one of the ancient empires. Next is we'll be learning about what sort of society they had, what sort of administration they had. I'll just tell you as a small, as a gist itself. Now, the Egyptians, their civilization, they lived in, the civilization means what? People living in groups, okay, in a particular place, okay, adopting their own way of culture, living style suitable to the given environment rather. So, the Egyptian kings were called as pharaoh, okay. You need to pronounce it as what? Pharaoh, Pharaoh, okay, pharaohs. These, the people treated this king as God rather. Okay, they believed that the pharaohs were the descendants of God. God only has given these pharaohs as their king. Whatever the pharaohs dictated, the people, they followed that. Okay, so the pharaohs were called as what? The Egyptian kings were called as pharaohs. And the hierarchy, administration hierarchy. Like we have, see, for hierarchy means, see, in our school, let us take the examples. We'll take our school itself as an example. On top level, we have our correspondent sir, Anand sir. Below that, we have our principal ma'am. And below that, we have, if we have an administrator, okay, we have an administrator or coordinator. Below that, we have the teachers. Below the teachers, we have the students. Okay, so this order of ranking, okay, of officials, you call it as hierarchy. How do you call it as? Hierarchy of officials. This hierarchy, who all were the officials in the hierarchy? First, the pharaoh was the head, was on the top. Okay, below the pharaohs, okay, you had the official called as viziers. Okay, Vizers. They were high officials, okay, who administered the territory under the direction of the pharaohs. Whatever the pharaohs say, these viziers take up the instruction of pharaohs and then do the administration of that particular territory. Territory means a province. Okay. Territory under the instruction of whom? The pharaohs. Who are pharaohs? The Egyptian kings are called as the pharaohs. Okay. Now, and below the viziers, there were the, land mayors. Okay. Mayors. Who are the land mayors? The land mayors are the people. Okay, the land belonged to the king, but the mayors were in charge of taking care of the land. And in fact, below the local mayors, there were tax collectors. Okay, the hierarchy was like this: pharaohs, viziers. Below that, local mayors. Below the local mayors, you had the tax collectors, and below the tax collectors, you had the whole system. The society was supported by many of the artisans. The workers were there, and the workers, who all were the workers? The stone cutters were the workers, goldsmiths were there, potters were there, carpenters were there, masons were there, coppersmiths were there. Okay, all these people belonged to the entire social system, and the land, it belonged to the king, the pharaoh. And the the work was assigned to the officials, and under the officials, okay, there were the common people were working. Okay, on those days, slavery was not much adopted. No one was taken as slaves, but captives were used. If any person, okay, who comes from other place, they were taken as captives, and those captives were made to work as slaves. But the people belonging to their civilization or area were not made to work as slaves. But any person who intrudes into their area were taken as captives, and those captives were made as slaves, and they were made to work in all the works which I told you before. So, according to this Egyptian society, this was the administration. Okay, who was the king? The pharaoh was the king. And this was how the society consisted of what? Okay, artisans, stone cutters, masons, potters, carpenters, coppersmiths, goldsmiths, peasants, workers. All these people constituted the social system. Next is what sort of belief these people had. Okay, see, these Egyptian people believed that life, even after death, we lived. Okay, there was life even after death. This was the belief of those people. So what did they do was, when any person dies, or particularly when the pharaohs die, okay, their body, because they believed that pharaohs were the descendants of God. God has sent the pharaohs as a ruler. That's the reason why they accepted him as God, and they obey all the commands given by the pharaohs. So once a pharaoh dies, okay, his body was preserved. Okay, and for preserving this, I shall tell you what all were used for preserving. Okay, and these dead bodies, the art of preserving the dead bodies were called as mummification. Okay, and on that, what is it? The dead bodies, they kept the dead body with proper preservatives into a wooden box called as sarcophagus. Okay, and on that sarcophagus, they built in tombs and pyramids. And on top of the pyramid, they just kept the face of the pharaoh, okay, body of the pharaoh, and they named it that this is Egyptian pharaoh and whoever was ruling during that particular time. Okay, so this was the importance that they gave to the Egyptian pharaohs. The famous Egyptian pharaoh Tutankhamen, he ruled between 1332 to 1322. His tomb, they decorated his tomb with rich variety of offerings, and right now in present age it is located at Luxor in Egypt. The mask of his mummy was made of gold and decorated with precious stones. It is an important artifact of the Egyptian civilization. See this Egyptian pharaoh. Right now, it is one of the important monuments in Egypt. Okay, just imagine on those days itself. Okay, they had preserved the bodies, and they had built what is it, tombs. Okay, and the face of that mummy was made of gold, and it was decorated with what, precious stones and all. The architectural work which was found in the pyramid, okay, tells us that these Egyptian people were very good in artifacts. Next is about agriculture and trade. The people belonging to the Egyptian civilization, they cultivated wheat, barley, millets, vegetables, fruits, papyrus, cotton, and all these they produced. And paper, okay, using the papyrus they made ropes, mats, sandal, and later for producing paper. So the papyrus tree was used for making what all? They used to make ropes, mats. I think you know what are mats. Okay, sandals were used because they had the process of mummification where they need to preserve the dead bodies, for which sandalwoods were used. And during those days, Egyptian civilization people, they domesticated cattle, sheep, goat, and pigs, and they hunted the wild animals. And they had pet animals such as dogs, cats, and monkeys. Okay, and these people, they had good amount of trade relationship with places called as Lebanon, Crete, Phoenicia, Palestine, and Syria. Lebanon. Can you recall the name Lebanon? Recently, there was a huge explosion. Yes, explosion of chemicals, is it? Okay, which led to loss of so many families. Lakhs and lakhs of people lost their life, lost their homes. Okay, it is this is a place, Lebanon, and gold, silver, and ivory was imported, and they acquired the lapis lazuli, a precious stone of bluish color from Afghanistan. See the mask of Tutankhamen is given here. The mummified body of that person, of that pharaoh, is also seen here. Could you see here? Okay, the mummified body of that king. And on that, they have constructed the mask which is made out of gold. Next is mummies of Egypt. The mummies of Egypt, they preserved the dead body which was called as mummy. Okay, the Egyptians, they had this tradition. Okay, and how did they preserve these dead bodies? They used this salt. Okay, that is, sea salt, it is a good preservative. Okay, you know what is salt? The regular uppu, the ordinary salt that we use for cooking, is it? That is a preservative rather. So it was used for preserving the dead bodies. Once the salt gets melted, on that, okay, they above the outer covering of the salt, they kept the sawdust. Okay, sawdust absorbs all the moisture, okay, which is let out by the salt, and then over the sawdust, they wrapped it with a strip of linen cloth. Okay, linen cloth, something which is very shiny and very smooth rather. Okay, and then they covered it with a fabric. Okay, so the body was stored in a stone coffin. Okay, the stone coffin, they called it as sarcophagus. How do you call the stone coffin? Coffin. What is coffin? A box where the dead bodies are kept. Okay, so the stone coffin was called as sarcophagus. So this is about the mummies of Egypt. Okay, what are mummies? How did they preserve? Okay, and the process of preserving the dead body, you call it as what? Mummification. What did they use? They use salt, okay, to preserve the bodies, and to take this water that oozes out from the salt. They used sawdust to absorb that moisture, and the body was filled with sawdust, and then they wrapped it with linen cloth and then covered it with a fabric, and then they kept it inside what? A stone coffin. The stone coffin was called as sarcophagus. Okay, I think the time is up. I need to stop with this. Okay, thank you children. Have a good day.